Welcome to SEO Conspiracy.com. This is your alternative search news for week 45 of 2020. Let's go. First in the news. I told you. Well, here goes. After Google, Facebook is next. The interesting part here is they want to handle the case internally, which would take longer. Right now it's already 16 months, and I don't know. I would like to see what's going on. I don't want to be. I don't want it to be on behind closed doors. Next in the news, on SearchEngineJournal.com, how Google chooses to rank images and video in search results. One and only Google's John Mueller answers. Okay, if you guys understand, if you guys can rank images after what Mr. Mueller says, you are a much better SEO than me. So essentially what happens when someone types in a query on Google is we send that query to a lot of different indexes and a lot of different search systems within Google. And we try to send it out as many of these systems as possible on the one hand so that we get answers from them. Okay, I'll give you a quick trick. The backlink of images is hot links. The backlink for videos is embed. Clicked embeds, clicked hot links. Those work to rank images and videos on Google. Whatever John Mueller said, I don't know. Next in the news, a little more interesting here, how Google chooses canonical pages, still on SearchEngineJournal.com, reported by Roger Monti, who listened for us because, it's better if someone makes a summary of some of those Webmaster Hangouts and podcasts from the Googlers. So here, Gary Howells shares details of signals and weighting used for identifying canonical pages and duplicates. The very interesting part here is that they reduce the content into a checksum. Basically, they, instead of reading and comparing all the words, they transform the content into a string of data. And they compare that string of data. That's good and all, but it might very well be also because they deal with duplicate content with checksums. And I can claim I was one of the ones who find all those flaws around duplicate content. It's not a penalty. It's a problem. There is a problem with duplicate content. Whatever Gary says, whatever John says, whatever any Googler says, they don't handle it well. Look it. Next on Twitter.com, Punica Web reports that his website gets stolen, and Danny Sullivan, one of our own SEOs turned Googler, looked it up and was like, okay, sure, pass it on. It's a strange example. And it, as Jason Gowin reports, becoming a bigger and bigger problem. Yes, guys. I reported with my friends, we did a big operation in 2006 about how we can take down any website with duplicate content, as negative SEO technique. 2020 it's still not fixed. It will never be fixed. Sorry. Only way to prevent that, build a strong website. PageRank is the protection here. You can take down a domain, a strong domain, a powerful domain, but you can take down a weak page from a powerful domain. Next, in the news, a Google patent that was not reported, as far as I know, by our friend Bill Swalski, or maybe it was, and I didn't see it, but automatic delivery of customer assistance at physical locations. That's also something I talk about all the time, that Google will become this form, this 360. It will be all around us in real life with augmented reality screen, chip in the brain, and all that stuff. So this kind of pattern where the system determines whether a degree of likelihood that the user will complete the per search in response to receiving the product information satisfies a likelihood thresholds. If not, the system executes a remote assistant module, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Google is coming for you in real life. It's coming out of the internet. Next in the news on webmasterworld.com, Google updates and SERP changes on Google November 2020. It started on November 1st, and it turned out maybe Google Analytics is having some issues. That's what most of the people are reporting here. I didn't notice anything myself, but remember, I told you, Google will be full of bugs for a while. So still, they are acting fast, breaking things. There's a new boss, a new cowboy in town. It will happen over and over again until they get it right. Next in the news, if you're like me, a little bit thrown out by the new Google icons, well, on Product Hunt, a dedicated hunter shared how he can reverse back to the old icons. The one that threw me the most is the male one. The other ones are mindless. I use them less, but the male one, I have problems. Okay, next in the news on indeed.co.uk, Search Engine Journal is looking for SEO professionals to write industry breaking news. It pays £35 an hour. It's part-time, permanent, and you need to pride yourself on beating the competition and being first to publish breaking news. There you go. On Search Engine Roundtable, Barry Schwartz asked what SEOs voted for, and by a big margin. Barry asked on Twitter. So it's a Twitter poll, okay? Twitter is more liberal than the other side. So it's biased to start with, but an overwhelming 74.7% answered Biden, and Trump only got 25.3%. On Reddit, on the subreddit SEO, which YouTube channels to follow for great SEO knowledge and videos? Google channels, Backlinko, Ahrefs, Chris Palmer, he's a good one. Easy, she's a good one. Chase Rayner, Matt Diggity, Neil Patel. I don't know if you're going to go very far if you listen to Brian Dean and Neil Patel, but I guess you must start somewhere. SEO Better and SEO Conspiracy. Somebody notice me. Yippee. Thank you, Jim Henriksen, for mentioning my new and humble little SEO podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot is coming up, a lot more content. 5 times a week, there will be a podcast on SEO Conspiracy. Right now we have 2, 3 more to come every day of the week. Next, on Microsoft Bing blogs, Bing search APIs are transitioning. They are making the API, or the pricing is changing, reducing the price, and integrating a lot more functions and enabling more scenarios. Bing API is a good, solid API. You can do a lot of things with Bing API that you can't really do with Google's. Thank you, Bing. Next on GitHub, a Google research algorithm called MT5, Multilingual T5. Supposedly, this is the most powerful, language training text-to-text transformer model. It covers 101 languages, and it can do supposedly wonderful things to analyze and check out content. So big up to Google. Haven't tested it. I don't know if we'll test it. I need to find a time and a little project to use this, but it's worth noting. Next in the news, okay, this is a bug. We already covered that. And to finish up on blackhatworld.com, a few spots, and like always, so Mr. Rachmaninoff, that was his birthday, and he shared a few spots like catchthemes.com, like Buzzon, like localcalendar.com, doghub.com, splice.com, mappery.com, poptype.com. Well, they work for sure, but jump on it now, because once it's on the open, the definition of a spot means that you will get spammed, and you need to be creative to look a little bit on the side, around, under, above. That's where it's at, guys. This was all the news for today. All the links I mentioned can be found on SEOconspiracy.com. If you look up the post for the Alternative Search News, week 45 of 2020. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care.